The countries in the world can be categorized in two categories: developed countries and less developed countries or developing countries. The characteristics of developed countries are that the per capita income is very high, majority of the population or the labor force is engaged in secondary and tertiary sector, that is to say, in the manufacturing activities and services activities. Whereas in less developed countries or developing countries, majority of the workforce is engaged in the agriculture and allied activities. An insignificant number of people are engaged in manufacturing and services sector. Secondly, in developed countries, major portion of the national income is originating in the manufacturing sector and services sector. Whereas in developing countries, most of the GNP comes from the agriculture and allied activities. Another characteristic is this, that in developed countries, the industrial sector is using modern technology which is more efficient, whereas in less developed countries or developing countries, the technology which is being utilized is primitive. The capital per labor or capital intensity is high in developed countries, whereas the capital intensity is low in developing countries. Now, these differences are there because of the fact that developed countries have achieved all this through the process of industrialization. In developing countries, there is no industrialization, or the number of industries which are existing, their output and the number is insignificant. Industrialization play a very important role in development of the country. This is borne out by the experience of the present day developed countries. Now we look at what are the contributions of the industrialization in the development of a country. Industrialization or industrial development generates employment opportunities in countries which are having large population and experiencing rapid growth of population. Agriculture cannot absorb the rapidly increasing population. As a result, there is a need for developing alternative sources of employment. Industrialization is a method of transferring labor force from the agricultural sector to the industrial sector, thereby reducing the pressure on agriculture, and industrialization helps in transferring large amount of labor force from agricultural sector to the industrial sector without in any way adversely affecting the production and productivity in agriculture. The simple reason is that in agriculture we already have surplus labor or disguised unemployment. Therefore, the role of industrialization is that it generates employment opportunities and it also removes pressure of population on the agricultural sector, thereby opening ways for development of agriculture. In developing countries, we have vast inequitable distribution of land. The size of farm is small, the farms are fragmented. There is also a problem of fragmentation due to many factors. The agricultural productivity is low and people are attached to land. The agricultural production and productivity cannot be increased substantially because of the social and other economic factors. The only way out is industrialization. Due to many economic factors and social factors, it is not possible to increase the agricultural production and productivity substantially. This requires different types of reforms and changes, which will involve a long period of time. In this situation, to increase the GNP per capita, there is only one way out, and that is rapid industrialization. In these countries, there is a need for developing industries to raise the per capita income. In developing countries, there is a need for developing the industries to raise the per capita income. The expansion of industrial sector will not only generate employment but also raise the income of the people. This will lead to increase in aggregate demand and consequently demand for industrial as well as agricultural goods. And as a result, this will lead to increase in expansion of the country. This gives an incentive for economic development. As mentioned earlier, the industrialization leads to increase in GNP per capita. This leads to increase in saving and investment. Underdeveloped countries are facing a problem of low saving and low investment. They are underdeveloped or they are called developing economies because the rate of saving and investment is low compared to the rate of saving and investment in developed countries. If industrialization takes place, the income of people will increase. This will promote saving and investment, and this will go a long way in the increase in saving and investment will help the country to create more productive capacity, and as a result the GNP per capita income will further increase. Industrialization creates interlinkages. When some industries are developed, they lead to increase in demand for raw material. They also create opportunities for industries in the forward direction. In the backward direction, let us look at an example. When industry A is established, the demand for raw material needed by industry A creates opportunities for those industries which are producing this raw material. When industry A is developed, this will give incentive to those people who want to establish industries which are producing raw material for A. Similarly, the output of industry A will become the raw material of other industries, and the raw material will be available to these industries at low rate. Consequently, their cost of production will decrease. As a result, there will be incentive to these industries to develop. Because of such interlinkages, what we find is that industrialization leads to further development of the country. Development of industries also leads to reduction in dependence of developing countries on developed countries. Most of the developing countries import large amount of goods, both consumer goods and capital goods from developed countries. These goods are imported because these goods are not produced in developing countries. In order to make payments for these imports, the developing countries export primary products, mainly from the agricultural sector. The developing countries export primary products and products from mines. As a result of such relationship with developed countries, the developing countries are not only dependent upon developed countries for these goods, they also experience worsening of terms of trade. In the past decades, it has been seen that the prices of the goods which are being imported by developing countries have been continuously increasing, whereas the prices of goods which are exported by the developing countries are more or less stagnant or increasing at a very slow rate. As a result, the developing countries are facing payment difficulties and foreign exchange crisis. The development of industries in developing countries will help manufacturing of those goods which are imported and consequently solve the problem of balance of payment difficulties and reduce the dependence on foreign countries. Apart from it, the industrial development create competitive spirit in the economy. The objective of the industry or the objective of the manufacturers who are running different firms is to maximize their profit. In order to maximize their profit, the manufacturers or the entrepreneurs or the owners of the firm try to find out ways of production which lead to reduction in cost of production, which lead to increase in efficiency. This spirit leads to technical development in the country. If we look at the history of technical development, till today, what we find is that most of the technical developments and technical improvements that have occurred in the last 150 years, they have occurred in the industrially developed countries. These developments not only have helped the industrial sector but also have helped the agricultural sector. So, for technical development or technical progress also, industrialization is essential for developing countries because developing countries are using obsolete technology. There is a need for changing the technology. When country is in developing various industries, this promotes research and development of technology and which helps in further progress of the country. A simple example of this is Japan. In the last 50 years, Japan has made tremendous progress in the technical development. Today, Japanese industry in electronics and automobile sector is technically more advanced than the industries in the Western countries. The fact is that when Japan started industrialization, the technology was imported from the Western countries, started using the technology which was already available in the West. The contribution of the Japanese industry is that they have further developed this technology and made substantial improvement which has helped Japan to raise its GNP substantially. From the above discussion, it is very clear that development of developing countries require industrialization. It does not mean that we are going to neglect the agricultural sector. The agricultural sector is also in a way dependent upon the industrial sector. There are many products which are required by the agricultural sector which are produced by the industrial sector. Examples are equipment used in the agricultural sector, chemical fertilizers, pesticides, insecticides. The use of these have improved the agricultural production and agricultural productivity. This can be seen from the experience of India and many other countries. Similarly, agricultural sector provides inputs to the industrial sector. There are many agricultural products which are used by the industrial sector. And industry is in a way related to the agricultural sector. One particular branch of industry which we call as food processing industry is dependent upon agricultural sector. And agricultural sector is also dependent upon the industrial sector for supplying the products which it is producing. That otherwise if the food processing industry is not there, then who will purchase these products? What is the incentive for increasing the agricultural production? Similarly, we can see industry is also dependent upon agriculture sector when agricultural incomes are increasing. Demand for industrial goods, particularly manufactured consumer goods, increase in the agricultural sector. This promotes further industrialization. From the above discussion, we conclude that industrialization in developing economies is necessary for further progress, development of the country, not only agriculture and industry, for increasing the GNP per capita income, for creating employment opportunities. As far as these points or these factors are concerned, there is unanimity. The question arises is, what should be the pattern of industrialization in developing countries? Should we establish heavy and basic industries or should we establish light consumer goods industries while starting or initiating the process of industrialization? In the Western countries, particularly in Britain and other countries in the Europe during the 18th century, in the initial stages of development, light consumer goods were produced. And later on, basic and heavy industries were established. Basic and heavy industries are those industries which produce goods for other industries. These goods are not consumed by the consumers directly, rather these goods are used by the other industries for production of other goods. Examples are machines and other intermediate products, right? Now, in India, we started the process of industrialization in the second five-year plan, that is to say, in the year 1956. The strategy for development of industries, which was adopted by the Indian plan, was to develop heavy and basic industries. In the initial stages of development, steel industry, heavy electricals, heavy machines, and heavy chemicals were established, and these industries were established in the public sector. The reasons which were given for adopting such a strategy were that these are the industries, development of which will help us in future. Once we are able to develop these industries, our dependence upon foreign countries for developing new industries will end. So this strategy was continued in our country till 1980 or late 80s. The second reason for adopting this strategy was that it was felt that private sector didn't have sufficient resources to invest in these industries. If these industries are not developed in the public sector, in that case they will not be developed at all. The private sector always looks for quick profits. As far as these industries are concerned, they have a long gestation period. Profits are generated after long period of time. So private sector didn't have any incentive to establish these industries. After 1990, these sectors have been opened for the private sector also. The purpose of opening of these sectors for private sector is that entry of private sector in these areas will promote competition in the economy, and this competition will pressurize the public sector to improve its performance and efficiency. The reason is that many of the public sector undertakings are not working properly. Their efficiency is low, they are incurring losses. The policy change occurred because it was felt if there is competition, only in that case the public sector will improve its efficiency and productivity. Today, we are more or less self-sufficient as far as establishment of new industries is concerned. We are in a position to establish heavy and basic industries. We are in a position to establish durable consumer goods without any help from foreign countries. There are only few sectors where ultra-modern technology is required, where our dependence upon other country is still there. Overall, what we can say that we have made substantial progress as far as the industrial development is concerned. Although this progress is not very significant when we look at our population growth. In any way, one can see the pattern of development which was adopted in our country has been not very successful, but one can definitely say that it has succeeded to some extent. That we have become more or less self-reliant as far as industrial sector is concerned. The inefficiency in the industrial sector and low productivity in the industrial sector in our country is due to certain reasons which require efforts on the part of the government and which require changes in economic policy. If these steps are taken, then the rate of growth of industry will further improve. Till now, we have discussed the importance of industrial development, or for that matter, rationale of industrial development, and the pattern of industrialization adopted in our country. We conclude that if any developing country wants to develop, and raise its GNP per capita income and improve its living standard, then there is no other alternative but to develop the industrial sector. The development of industrial sector will ensure that the resources of the country are properly utilized. The development of the industrial sector will lead to increase in per capita income and living standard. The life expectancy of the people will increase. The educational standards, skills and technology will increase. Therefore, we conclude that any country which has not developed yet, if it wants to develop and it wants that development is a permanent process, it needs to develop industry. Only then there will be improvement in GNP per capita income and living standard.